Welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And in today's video, we are going to be continuing Konosuba, the last shinobi of the wonderful world. What if Madara was reincarnated in Konosuba? Season 2, Part 6. Now, a bit of a caveat, while you all will currently be listening to this video on Monday, this video is actually being recorded on a Friday. You see, for those of you who are in the United States, we're going to be having a holiday on Monday, which means I won't be at work, and while this video is currently being listened to by all of you, I will be in my bed sound asleep because I hardly get any days off, so any day that I do get, I'm going to be out like a light. Now, later on in the day, I may or may not be doing a live stream. To be honest, I still haven't decided yet because I don't know how I'm going to feel by the end of this weekend. I have a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff I want to do, so who knows? Maybe I'll do a live stream that Monday in the late evening, afternoon, something like that, or maybe I want it all, but we're just going to play it by ear. But anyway, I do hope that you will enjoy today's video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcasting that's coming out now and in the future. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Our story continued in the city of Arkenretia, the place of water and hot springs, a place where people went from all over to relax and unwind from their troubles and hardships. Standing in the bathhouse, two young boys covering themselves with nothing but a towel and with disdain across both of their faces. One named Madara Uchiha, the other Tobirama Senju. "What the hell are you doing here?" both would say in unison. Madara looking for the gunbai fan, and Tobirama looking for his sword, only to realize they had left it up in their rooms. They had no weapons, but they had their fist. The fist started flying immediately, so much so that you could almost think that the locker room was going to shake, the two of them stopping in that moment to back away. It was like it was just wired in them to fight each other without any rhyme or reason. "What the hell are you doing here, Madara?" "What? I could be asking you the same thing. I came here just to take a few days off and to relax. I wasn't trying to go on any more missions anytime soon. I didn't think I'd be running into your face. The only reason why you're even able to take this vacation is because I paid you. I paid you not to ever see you again." "Well, it looks like we're at an impasse." "This doesn't even make any sense," Madara would say. "How are you even here? And another thing, why are we both teenagers?" "I've been trying to figure that out myself. Apparently, when we were sent to this world, the goddess thought to send us in a form that would be most appealing. Instead of sending gruff older men, she chose to send us in our younger forms." "Okay, but that still doesn't make any sense how you and I got here around this time. Also, how much time has passed anyway since we left? Even if we were simply Edo Tensei, when we passed into the Pure Lands, we were called here to this plane of existence." "That's hard to say. From what I've been told, souls from across many different worlds are called together, and they're seen through a screening process one at a time. Chances are, even if it might have been instant for us, we could have been waiting for who knows how many years." The thought made both of them shudder. Yes, this is where I take the time to explain the mechanics of everything going on. You see, following the end of Naruto, when the Edo Tensei was done, when Madara, Hashirama, Tobirama, and all the other Edo Tensei were released from the jutsu and were called back to the Pure Lands, you would think that this story would be taking place immediately afterwards. But that's not the case. Remember, Aqua is a benevolent goddess, to say the least. She sees souls one at a time, and souls come from all over, and I mean all over the multiverse. There's no telling who she may or may not have run into, so there's no telling what stories may or may not be happening right now, but we'll save that for a later date and time. What I mean is that while for the souls, from the time that they die to the time that they see Aqua, it feels instantaneous, but actually, that in-between time, an infinite amount of time could pass before Aqua actually sees you. Or, here's for a better example. Imagine if I were to die right now at the making of this video. I die at the age of 23 years old, and my soul goes to see Aqua. For me, my death would have seemed instant, and I would have appeared to Aqua instantly. So I would think that no time passed at all. But, keep in mind, souls come and go a lot across many worlds. A lot of people die. So until Aqua actually sees you, you're in a state of suspended animation, if you will, where your soul isn't active, so you have no idea what's going on. Meaning that decades, centuries could have passed before Aqua even actually sees you. But for you, it will have felt like nothing but an instant. Why am I saying this? Well, for Tobirama, for Madara, when they met Aqua, it felt like it was instantaneous. But in the world that they left behind, a lot of time has passed. How much time has passed? Well, I'll give you a hint. So much time has passed, Naruto has become Hokage, Naruto has had children, his children are starting to grow up, and if I had to give a rough estimation, I'd say at the current stand of things, Boruto is probably about to fight in a certain Chunin exams match and get horribly embarrassed. So, I give you a rough estimate of how much time passed between when Madara died and when he met Aqua. So, you guys do the math and figure that out. And, back to our story. Madara and Tobirama now came to that realization. There was no telling how much time had passed since they had left their old world. If they went back, it wouldn't even be the same. Would there even be a world worth conquering at that point? Of course, for Madara, he had been questioning whether or not he even wanted to go back in the first place, but that truly didn't matter. The next question was trying to figure out everything else that was going on. Hashirama, Madara would ask, "You're sure he's here?" "That's what I was told by the goddess Aqua. She said she sent elder brother here sometime before us. I haven't been able to find him, although I imagine he's probably growing strong enough to defeat the Devil King himself." "I see. I haven't heard any news of him. If he was able to regain the powers he had in his old life, then we would have heard something about someone being able to use wood style, and yet we've heard nothing. Chances are he's going by a different name, or maybe he's in a different country or town altogether." Tobirama would lament this. "My purpose is to try to find him. There's no telling how many other shinobi could have been sent to this world. Although there is no guarantee. There are many different worlds that ones can be sent to, not just this. Although you could say it was a cruel twist of fate that the three of us would be stuck here. Who knows how many more?" Madara would agree. It was probably unlikely that every shinobi that died got sent to this world particularly. After all, Aqua did confirm that other worlds existed, so the possibility of being reincarnated somewhere else was a high probability. But still, what were the chances that the Senju brothers and Madara, a three-way great rivalry of themselves, could have all been brought to this world? It couldn't have been by chance. Well, at least for Tobirama it wasn't. He requested to be sent to the world where his brother was, and for Madara, well, he just got sent to the first world that Aqua wanted to have him sent to, and he just happened to drag her along. In either case, there was nothing that they could do about it now except go about their business, Tobirama vowing to keep a close eye on Madara. Madara simply rolling his eyes and telling him he didn't have to worry about him. He didn't come here to cause trouble or anything like that. In fact, he had somewhere to be. Madara was preparing to walk to the mixed bath as Tobirama would shake his head in disgust. Spying on women? I already knew you were treacherous. I had no idea you were a pervert. Oh, shut up! I'm not a pervert. I'm just going to spend time with someone, that's all. Now, leave us! Madara slammed the door behind him, carrying his towel and a bottle of sake. Wiz would be waiting. The only thing hiding her endowment was the steam. And the steam, well, was a good cover for Madara's blushing red face. The two of them would sit together back to back, looking at the starry night sky as they enjoyed sips of their alcohol. It was lovely inside of the hot springs, the two of them enjoying their time together. For Madara, he was going to make the most of this vacation. He wasn't going to let it be ruined by a useless goddess or by his comrades or by a no-good Senju. The only thing that mattered now was him and Wiz. Madara could feel his heart starting to flutter in this moment. Is this what it meant to give in to the springs of youth, he thought? After all, growing up, you never really had a chance to have, well, relationships of any kind when you're fighting in constant warfare and struggle, and any girl you may fall for is probably a shinobi, and you have to deal with the fact that maybe that shinobi might be fighting for the other side. Then you're stuck in a Romeo and Juliet situation where you're caught between two different families, but you love one another, but you can't be together, and then you end up killing one another, or God forbid you meet a nice girl you do fight with, only to find out she got jumped by 10 different Senjus and had multiple black rods shoved up her back. Okay, you know what? We're getting off topic here. Although the black rods part, that's something that we do need to start looking into. Why do multiple people get black rods shoved up their back? Sides. I know what you're thinking with that nasty thought of yours. Get your minds out of the gutters. This is ninja business. This is true business. Although seriously though, there is nothing more downheartening than watching the girl that you were going to marry have multiple kunais stabbed in her back. Madara had this happen to him a few times in his life. There was one young girl he met. She was cute. She was nice. She was working for the enemy, and her brother, well, she ended up being used as a sacrifice trying to kill Madara, and she self-destructed. That was heartbreak number one. Heartbreak number two, Madara met a fellow girl in the Uchiha clan. They were both really loving and kind and sweet to one another, and everything was going to work out so well until Madara came across her corpse and she had a kunai shoved in the back of her skull. Oh God, I felt bad for her. And then worst of all, there was the third girl he met, but turns out she was a Senju spy. And well, Madara had no choice. He had to turn her into barbecue, although he did it with a heavy heart. Safe to say, Madara and romance did not go in the same sentence, so the fact that he met someone as lovely as Wiz and didn't have to worry about any of that shinobi business or strife was all enough to make him happy. Even if she was an undead lich. Maybe he could fix that. But for now, the only thing that mattered was the two of them. They enjoyed the night together and everything that it had to offer. And for Madara, that night, even with a body that felt like it was cold and lifeless, it was still warm and endearing to his heart. However, when Madara awoke the next day, everything was anything but peaceful. Why? Megumin and Kazuma were traumatized. They had spent all day being chased by those of the crazy Axis cult who were still trying to get them to convert. There was Darkness, who were letting children pelt her with stones because she was a member of the Eris set, and Madara had to drag her by the ponytail back inside of the inn because the children were the ones at risk, despite them being the ones throwing the stones. A pervert, traumatized comrades? Where the hell was Aqua? Oh, Aqua. Aqua. She was having the time of her life, and it was awful. You see, nothing's worse than being the goddess of a group of people who don't recognize you as their goddess and they think you're playing pretend and they look at you like a heretic and a fool, even though you want what's best for them. The best thing she could do was be an archpriestess, and she was running the confession booth. Madara tried to pull her out, but Aqua was well stuck in her own delusions, Madara having no choice but to go inside of the booth himself. Greetings, fellow traveler. Are you looking to convert to the Axis set? If so, then let this be a blessed day for you. Confess all of your sins and allow me to purify you and to wash them away. Tell me, what do you feel? Do you truly lust for a fellow priestess in your party? One that is way more better than a rinky-dink lich. Go on, confess all of your feelings to me. Tell me everything. Aqua, I'm giving you one chance to get out of this damn booth. I'm sorry, but we don't go on a name basis here. This is all strictly anonymous. Alright, I have a couple of confessions. There's this priestess in my party, right? Go on. She bought this expensive bubbly. Yeah. She went on and on about it, and I had to see if it was really as good as she said it was. So I took a few sips, and I'm not gonna lie, stuff was pretty damn good. Ended up drinking the whole thing. I replaced it with a cheap bottle of sake. I thought she was so dumb and she gets drunk so fast that she wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Also, I put out a flyer to look for a new priestess. I'm trying to replace her on the low, but she doesn't know about that yet though. Thanks for looking out, anonymous goddess. And all that other jazz. Oh yeah, and I was feeling, a little, So I found her Raymond and I took it and the door would immediately fling open as Aqua would grab Madara as she started crying. I can't believe you did that! Oh, you cut it out. I was only lying about some of it. What? And what were you? Oh, the booze? Yeah, I drank all of that. You drank all my bubbly. Aqua's power started to manifest, and Wiz started to fade in and out of consciousness until Madara slapped her on the back of the head. Stop that! You're hurting Wiz! Ow! Please, calm down, guys. I can make you a pot of tea. There's no point. The people here are mad at me, Madara. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm just looking out for them. What did you do? Every time I get close to the spring water, I end up purifying it and turning it into boiling water instead. You're the one that's purifying the springs? I can't help it. I purify water I come into contact with. It's just who I am. I just want to look out for my people. But there's something going on with this town. The water's starting to be polluted. The people are going to be sick and get infected. I bet it's because of the Devil King. I know it is. He's always had something against the Axis set, and he's trying to destroy Arkenretia. What? Tobirama burst into the room. Who dares to destroy Arkenretia, my goddess? Was it you? What the? I haven't even done anything, Tobirama. Will you stop blaming me for crap? I can never be too careful with you. Tobirama would sit to the side of Aqua, getting on one knee and acting like a regal warrior ready to defend his princess, and Aqua was taken aback. She found the boy fascinating. His blue armor, his silver hair, his eyes. They seemed so fierce and determined. A loyal follower. This was the type of treatment she was talking about. Aqua would immediately give Tobirama a hug, causing Tobirama's face to turn bright red. He couldn't believe that Aqua was actually holding him. Tobirama always had a thing for water growing up, and now he actually got to meet the goddess of water. He felt like it was a true blessing. Madara, why can't you be more like Tobirama? He knows how to treat a goddess. What's a goddess to a non-believer? What was that? You heard me. Show some respect, damn it. I don't want to hear it from you. Look, in either case, whatever's going on with this town, it has nothing to do with us. You would say something like that. Whenever it doesn't concern you or your schemes, you give no care or thought. Well, you know what, Tobirama? Since you want to play the role of the hero, go right on ahead then. Help her out with her problem. I don't care. We're just not going to be causing any more trouble in this town than we need to. It's like it's just a disease that follows us everywhere we go. From there, everyone would go their separate ways. Madara and Wiz walking around, seeing the sights. Megumin and Kazuma, well, they were spending a lot of time together, getting pretty close. Madara was feeling a bit suspicious about this. You see, Megumin had become like a little sister to him. He was very protective over her. And to be honest, it wasn't that he thought Kazuma was bad. I mean, compared to everyone, the boy was at least useful some of the times, but still, he had some tendencies about him, and the last thing he wanted was his little sister getting caught up with someone that he thought was sketchy. As such, he made sure that Kazuma didn't try to pull anything fast. And then there was Darkness. She was basically just walking around flaunting being a follower of Eris just so she could get pelted with stones. At this point, he didn't know who was more of a menace, the Axis cult or Darkness. And then there was Aqua, who was going around spinning out her rhetoric. Slay the demons! Defeat the Devil King! She shied out from corner to corner, Tobirama following her loyally, doing anything she asked. And I mean anything. The two of them were able to find out that the water was indeed being polluted. Aqua would do her best to purify it, and Tobirama, using some of his water-style ninjutsu, was able to turn the purified water back into spring water. That way Aqua wouldn't get in trouble for it. Although doing all of this was running him low on mana and on power, so they had to skip a few places, and the water was getting transformed more and more and more. Ultimately, though, as the end of the day came, everyone was meeting together for dinner. Aqua looked extremely tired, and Madara was actually concerned. Aqua? Madara would ask, "Are you alright?" "I'm just tired, that's all." "You've been really busting your ass since we've gotten here." "But why though?" You're a goddess, aren't you? Why are you going so far for these people? I mean, I get it, kinda, but even still, there are other gods who could do something, couldn't they? It doesn't all have to just fall on you." "That's not the point. It doesn't matter what other people think about my people. What matters is that they're mine. When you have people that look up to you, people that depend on you, don't you want to do your best for them?" That got Madara thinking. He thought about his family, his clan. The Uchiha were like that for him. There wasn't anything he wouldn't have done for his family. There wasn't a line he wouldn't cross. He'd sacrifice himself 1,000 times over. It made him think about Izuna. If he could have done anything to save his brother in that moment. He looked at Tobirama, and Tobirama, even he had to look away. He was responsible for Izuna's death after all, but honestly, what room did either of them have to talk? Siblings had been killed on both of their sides. Madara was just as responsible as Tobirama and even Hashirama. It was the life they lived, the life they chose. The life of a shinobi, and it was not for the faint of heart. "Yeah," Madara would say, "I understand. If you really want to help these people, then we'll do it together." Everyone looked to Madara. He was the leader after all, and they would follow suit. Kazuma dropped his drink though as he looked out the window. Boss?" "Yeah, Kazuma, what is it?" There's a mob outside, and they don't look too happy." The mob were yelling and jeering, and they were not too thrilled at all. Torches and pitchforks. How cliche. As Madara looked out the window, they were all screaming angrily, demanding that the fake goddess pretending to be Aqua make herself known. Madara and everyone else looked on. Safe to say, this trip had taken a turn. Could things get any worse? Oh, why am I saying that? Of course it would. It wasn't even a matter of if, it was just a matter of when. And it looked like when had finally arrived. This concludes Konosuba, the last shinobi of the wonderful world. What if Madara Uchiha was reincarnated in Konosuba Season 2, Part 6? Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we will be concluding Season 2 of What If Madara was reincarnated in Konosuba with Season 2, Part 7, the Season 2 finale. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with Power Core Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.